Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Chris and today I'm going to be talking to you about how I passed the GCP exam for the Professional Cloud Architect in 2023. The Professional Cloud Architect exam is an exam that is for professionals in the IT industry that are looking to develop or progress their skills into the cloud. Specifically, this exam looks at the Google platform. According to Google, it is 3 years plus experience in the industry and 1 year designing. These certificates need a renewal every 3 years. This is my second time doing the exam, so my first time recertifying. The exam includes 2 case studies that you will be required to answer a question based upon. These case studies consist of fictitious companies that have requirements that you will need to read, understand, and then use your architecting skills to answer the question. Whilst the exam is only going to ask you about 2 companies in the exam, there is actually 4 potential companies and case studies that you will be asked about. The information is available to you just by accessing the Google website regarding the Professional Cloud Architect exam. It is important to use their official link to check this information because they do update the case studies occasionally. It is only every 1 to 2 years, but you wouldn't want to be using an old resource case study and then go to the exam and find that reference is not even valid anymore. And whilst it is advised that you do read through these case studies before you go into the exam, it's not an actual requirement. You are more than capable, or rather you are able to go into the exam and read the case studies in the situation and then answer the question. However, depending on your skill level, you might find it more comfortable to review the case studies beforehand. The exam itself is 2 hours long and consists of 50 to 60 questions. Now, you have an allotted 2 hours to complete the exam, but if you progress through this exam comfortably in the first hour, do not just walk away from your desk. Use that time to go back and review any of the questions that you were not 100% with. Or rather, just go through it and proof your own work. If you have the time, use it. Don't just throw it away, because once the exam is submitted, there is no going back. The fee for the exam is $200, which works out about £160, and you can pay this out of your own back pocket if you're fortunate enough to have a company that will support your educational studies through your work. You may be able to get their support with this. Also, Google occasionally does a Kickstarter program, which means that if you do their proprietary course, they will give you an exam voucher at the end of that. However, they release this at certain points of the year, and you just have to look out for the announcements. Best to follow on LinkedIn. Preparing for the exam, I find personally a practical approach is much more beneficial. I go through the exam content, the suggested content that's available on the website, and I take snippets of it and then put it to practical use. So if one element is looking at creating a virtual machine, then I will practice creating a virtual machine and what I can do with that. I will then review best practices and best ways to implement such a service. Playing with the console is one of the best ways to get familiar with it. There is only so much you can learn from reading books, in my personal opinion. Whilst I do use some books for reference, my first protocol is ProjectWorks, followed by video tutorials, and then reinforced with reference books. One of the books I found most handy was the Visualizing Google Cloud 101. This is a brilliant book. It's full of pictures that help you understand the concepts, and whilst this won't give you everything you need to pass the exam, it will help clarify some of the situations and use cases you might need. You will find multiple video courses on the internet to support the educational course on the Google Cloud Professional Architect exam. Such places as Whizlabs, Pluralsight, and Google's own Partner Skill Boost. all of which will come at a cost. However, which one works for you is entirely dependent on the ways of your learning. I know that I did find some Udemy courses that were very helpful. Again, just another avenue. This exam can be done remotely or on site. I personally do all my exams remote proctored now. This provider is Criterion Web Assessor. And to be honest, my first experience of Web Assessor was very difficult. It took a while for the exam to get going. However, my most recent experience, which I did this year, I was able to log into the exam 15 minutes within my start time, but then also start my exam straight after. Previously, I was disconnected, I was faced with errors. It took me over an hour to get the exam started. Fortunately, their customer service is very helpful. You are able to contact them on Web Assessor using their live chat, and if you are facing issues, they can reschedule it, they can move it around, and they're able to support you so that you don't lose out. You're not going to lose a chunk of money as long as you communicate any problems that you are having. At least that is the experience that I had. Once your exam is complete, you will be greeted with a pass or fail straight away at the end of your exam. Hopefully this will be a pass. It was for me on this occasion. However, I could not relax because Google exams require them to review the footage of your recording for further assessment. So you can wait up to, I waited 4 days. I think a colleague of mine waited 2 weeks to get the official pass, just that email that says, yes, you have definitely passed, and there is no doubt about it. And although I can reassure you and tell you that if you've passed and you haven't broken the rules, then it's most likely a pass, you will still feel like there is potential that you are not going to pass. So just wait for that clarification at the end, and you'll be fine, I'm sure. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been helpful to some of you. If you do have any questions about the exam process, or anything that I could advise that might help you with your exam, please do feel free to contact me. You can contact me in the comments below. Please like and share, as I am trying to build the channel because I want to be able to do more of this and help more people. Bonus bit at the end, I forgot to mention, is that if you do pass the exam, you get vouchers. You get vouchers to use on their Google store for merchandise that is exclusively for you, for the person that passes that exam. For example, I have my Google certified hoodie, and I also have a Google certified bag. Now, there is rumours, and I have seen ones where people have actually managed to get the Google certified hammock, which are super rare and hard to come by, but they refresh their store every few months. Now, sometimes they only have charitable donations. Sometimes they have swag. Some people sit on their vouchers for years waiting for the right thing to come along. Anyway, thank you very much. If you stay to the end, I hope it really helps, and I'll speak to you soon.